So I know what you guys are thinking. Another video on Kefla versus Goku. However, this video is actually very important. It touches up on the power of Super Saiyan Blue compared to God, and it touches up on numerous things about Kefla and Goku in general that people were getting misconcepted in the previous episodes. And I did ask you guys on Twitter, I was like, do you guys want me to even touch up on this? I mean, it's big, but if you guys are getting tired of it, I'll work on something else. But you guys said, no, just talk about this episode. At least 80 of you did. There's one guy on my tweet that said not to. But regardless, let's just do a short little video, easy to digest, and let's get on with it. So the whole tens-fold thing by Vados was actually confirmed to be several tens. And we confirmed in my last video that several tens can be in hundreds, especially several sets of tens. And also, we do know that Krillin states that Kefla is actually growing more and more powerful as the fight goes on. In fact, everyone states that Kefla is getting more powerful, and so is Goku, actually. And it's also, the fact is that it's hammering on Goku is fatigued, Goku is fatigued, Goku is fatigued. The whole fight. That's what Champa keeps repeating, that's what BRS keeps repeating, everyone's repeating, Goku is fatigued. So the writers are clearly trying to suggest, no, Kefla is not as strong as Goku if he was at full power. That's clearly what they're trying to suggest here. If Goku went Kaioken times 20 like he did versus Jiren, he would obliterate Kefla, right? That's what's being implied. Goku has no stamina. That's bulleted. And Goku is not holding back anymore. So he is at whatever full power fatigue god he's at. Now, I would argue that he's still a god tier, obviously. I mean, just because you're a god doesn't mean you somehow become exponentially weaker. I mean, he's still, to use the form itself, to use blue itself, along with Kaioken, mind you, you still need to have a significant amount of energy to even do that. I mean, he couldn't even do that versus Frieza. So it goes into, you know, the case that he does have enough stamina to at least use Kaioken, which is actually a lot, because Kaioken is a strain on the body. Now, Vados states Kefla should be careful versus Super Saiyan Blue, even though we just witnessed, and by the way, this is the same audience that takes everything hyper literal. They don't think that people can be suppressed or anything. And they state Kefla should be careful versus Blue, even though Kefla just rotted God in base form. And Champa confirms Kefla as a Super Saiyan is far greater than his expectations. So this is very interesting because it not only says that Kefla is not a normal Super Saiyan, but it also implies that Super Saiyan Blue might in fact be over a Super Saiyan multiplier greater than God, which is absolutely insane. Now you might argue, oh, he's just fatigued. However, this fatigued argument only works for his overall power, not the multiplier of the forms. The multiplier of the forms would still be the same. So this, in fact, bullets that the Super Saiyan Blue form could easily be a 50 times, if not greater, multiplier onto God. Now, I was talking to Chuck about this, and I was like, well, wait a minute. In the manga, didn't they say, like, Vegeta at less than 1/10 was weaker than God? And that's true, but he said less than 1/10 in the manga. So less than 1/10 could be whatever amount. And in the manga, Blue is this imperfect form. The full power Super Saiyan Blue, the one that Toriyama envisioned 2 that could beat Zamasu, in the manga, that full power Super Saiyan Blue was not displayed until they fought Fusion Zamasu. So the form that was, less than 1/10 is weaker than God. The anime never followed that law. The anime always had like a controlled full power Super Saiyan Blue, and this would explain why that the form would be over 50 times in terms of an increase. And it also makes sense for it to be over 50 times of God. An example of why it should be over 50 times God is simply because we know that the master, we don't know if she's Master Berserker, but it's more than likely if she's still using the form against, if she's still using the same form against Ultra Instinct, who she's basically crapping himself over, that's more than likely that's the Mastered Berserker form. That's over Super Saiyan 2 level. So that would be over 100 times. And for Goku with Kaioken and Kefla for full power, for Goku to damage that, he would have to reach over a 100 times multiplier. So if his blue form is over 50 times, and he's getting stronger as the fight goes on, and then Kaioken multiplies that by 2, and he goes a little bit over 100 times, or whatever amount over 100 times, and damages Kefla, that would actually make logical sense. So that means we've been underestimating Goku's blue form astronomically. I mean, it was only natural. I mean, I guess this has actually been hinted. I mean, we didn't want to take it literally because it seems like such a jump, especially because the God scale was such like a curse back in the day. It was like impossible to say Blue is anything above like 0.10% stronger. But without the God scale that's been retconned, times 50, it makes sense because Goku also says, you know, Super Saiyan Blue is the power of a Super Saiyan God that's gone Super Saiyan. So, I mean, it's like it's already been stated numerous times. We know Super Saiyan's a 50 times multiplier. So this actually makes sense. And I think in the next episode, if Kefla goes like Super Saiyan 3, imagine if Ultra Instinct obliterates Kefla as a Super Saiyan 3, we'd actually get a kind of a boundary of a multiplier for Ultra Instinct as well. I hope something like that happens so that we could talk about it more. I don't want to drag this on too long. Obviously, it's the Kefla versus Goku thing, and everyone's irritated. Everyone takes their hate out on Kefla on my dislike bar for some reason. I'm not saying Kefla is a great character or makes sense. I'm just explaining Goku's new powers, all right? Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Until next time.